Hey guys, it's Story. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Story and I talk about books and streaming. Today I'm going to be going over all the books I want to read this year. Hopefully I'll actually read this year. I'm also going to throw up my 2020 TBR on the screen as well so we can see how many books I actually read last year. I think it would be a lot of fun to see if I'm actually reading my yearly TBRs. If you don't already know, I don't do monthly TBRs on my channel. I know some viewers love TBRs and wrap-ups and those sort of videos, but I just find them super boring as a viewer, so I do not film them here on my channel. I'd rather do something more like creative and different and unique to my own channel, so instead I just do a yearly TBR. I keep it in my phone, and then if I don't know what to read, I basically go back to it and will choose from that list. Because obviously I was excited to read those books at one point, so I feel like it helps me in reading slumps because then I can kind of get back into the excitement of reading. I used to do seasonal TBRs here on my channel back in like 2019, but I just never stuck to them. I would read like one book and the rest I would just keep repeating to the next TBR, so I just didn't want it to be repetitive. I feel like repetitive is boring. So yeah, I do a yearly TBR on my channel and then I update it midway through the year with all the books I've read. I know I did not do a very good job of that this year in 2020, but I am planning on doing better, I promise. Before we get into it, I want to first highlight some channel growth I have had in 2020. If you've noticed, I don't do channel goals or reading goals. If you know anything about the Enneagram, I'm a type 3, so I constantly set goals for myself, but I do not praise myself essentially. I'm always looking at what I could have done better, so I will unhealthily try to not only meet those goals but exceed those goals. So it can be unhealthy for me sometimes. So yeah, I don't do channel goals. I don't really care about subscribers and views. You know, I am more passionate about my content and connecting with viewers. That's why I interact with viewers as much as I do. I'm not even gonna get into it, but if you only concentrate on subscribers and viewers, you're not doing it for the right reasons. You're not gonna be doing it for the right reasons. So yeah, I don't do that, but let's go ahead and get into the highlights. Thank you so much if you found my channel in 2020 and subscribed to me. I greatly appreciate it. I have legit some of the best subscribers in the world. Your comments make me so happy, literally make my day, and I'm not gonna get emotional. I'm sorry. I'm a type 3 and I'm also a Cancer, so it's a great combo. Really enjoying ourselves over here. Watch time is 13,000 hours. I can't believe I can't believe people are looking at my face for 13,000 hours. That's, I need to do better makeup. Sorry if I was acting weird. I'm just weird about that stuff. I'm weird about compliments. So we're just gonna move past it and look at my 2020 TBR. So this was my TBR for 2020. I only did 10 books and that's usually all I do, although I'm doing a bit more this year because I want to read more this year. And you can just tell by looking at this that I read 50% of my TBR, which is actually really good. I did write the Six of Crows duology, so that probably means both Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I'm reading Crooked Kingdom right now, but I went ahead and counted it because obviously I read Six of Crows. I'm actually only moving one of these books to my 2021 TBR, and that is Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. Only classic I have on this list, but I have wanted to read it for so long. I want to watch the movie so bad. I hear it's so good. It won an Oscar. It was nominated for multiple Oscars. I just need to read it already. It's my mom's favorite book of all time. She tried to get me to read it when I was like 10 years old, and I was like, heck no, that is a long ass book. But yeah, still want to read it this year. I think it's probably gonna be like a spring or summer book, but everything else on this list is not high priority for me anymore. Basically the last 3 books were for my book versus movie or book versus show adaptation videos that I do here on my channel. I've only done 2 I think in 2020, but I definitely want to do a couple more this year. And then Life and Death is just not a priority for me anymore. I'm a little burnt out on the whole Twilight saga right now. Obviously I just reread the series and I read Midnight Sun, so I definitely don't want to read Twilight for the 3rd time, a different, you know, version of Twilight for the 3rd time. So yeah, I'm glad I at least got 50% of it read. I feel like that's pretty good for me, to be honest. Now we can finally get into my 2021 TBR. Sorry it took so long to get to this point, but since I have about 15 or so books on this list, I'm not going to spend too much time on the synopsis, just going to quickly go over it and say why I want to read it this year. I'm gonna first start with the 2 books I'm reading right now. Obviously they are high priority since I'm reading them in the beginning of the year, and the first one is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. You guys probably expected this after my recent video the Six of Crows vlog. I loved that book so much, and I actually have been in a reading slump because I loved it so much, which happens sometimes. It's fine. You just gotta continue with the series, so that's what I'm doing. I'm not too far into it. I literally just started a couple days ago. But yeah, this is an amazing duology. If you're a fantasy reader, you should just go ahead and give it a go. Without getting too into it, it is a Russian-inspired theme fantasy world. You're following like 6 characters that are in a group. There's mystery and romance, action, and it's really intense and sad and just good. The other book I'm reading right now is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I'm listening to the audiobook right now. If you don't already know, I DNF'd this book at like 40%, I think it was, this year. I didn't expect to pick it up so quickly, but I needed an audiobook to listen to, and I could not find any good ones at the time, so I just started listening to this one and decided I'm going to finish it. I think I'm like 55% through, and I can't really say it's gotten better, but more things are happening. That's what I needed. The first half of this book, I guess I'm kind of spoiling it, but nothing happens. Like, you're just learning about everything and the characters, and it's just way too long. I was extremely bored, but so many of my friends here on YouTube love this book, and they have told me to pick it back up, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna listen to the audiobook to and from work every day and hope that it gets better, but so far it's just the same for me, so we'll see about this one. I know I had an entire vlog about my first impressions with Addie LaRue, and it was very positive, but I only got like 10% through it, maybe 15% through it. So I just felt like that was a first impression, and it was good, but everything after that was not good. Next, I'm gonna go over the books that I do not have here with me. I either have not bought them yet or they have not been released yet. So a couple of these are 2021 releases, and the first one is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. No surprise here, this is my most anticipated book of the year. I did a video for this book, a Caraval themed video. As most of you know, I love this series like with all my heart, and Jax is my favorite character. This new series is following Jax, and you don't have to read the original series before reading this. Honestly, he's the best part of Caraval, so I totally give you permission to not read this series before reading this book, but I can't tell you how excited I am to read this book. He is one of my favorite characters of all time that I have read about. So just super excited for this. I pre-ordered a copy because Stephanie is signing all of the US and UK versions. I probably will get a UK version as well since I already have these, and yeah, just so excited for this. It's going to be epic. The next book is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know entirely what this book is about, to be honest, but I feel like it's probably a book I'm gonna read in the summer. I can't even think of when the release day is or the release month, but I have spoken to her team about this, so I might be getting this as an ARC, hopefully. I don't know when. Oh my god, it got real bright there, but I don't know when their team is sending out the ARCs. I probably should email them, just be like, hi, still over here, still waiting for the book. The sun just came out and is not playing around. It's super bright in here, so I'm sorry, but if the synopsis is on Goodreads yet, then I will link it down below, but I don't care what the synopsis is, to be honest. I will read anything she writes. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is one of my favorite books of all time. It's in my bookshelf in my bedroom, so I don't have it right now, but I absolutely love that book, and I already found out that I could get an ARC for Malibu Rising, so I was like, yes, please send it. I'm ready. Let's go. I definitely will have a reading vlog for this book. Either way though. The only other book I don't have with me, I actually just bought it like 2 days ago from Amazon, so I'm waiting for it to arrive right now, and that is Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. Carrie Maniscalco. You know me and names. I've actually never read from this author before, but I know she has a series out. I don't know what the series is called, but it's the whole Jack the Ripper series. A lot of people really like her. I've just heard such good things about this book, and I have wanted to read it ever since. My friend Olivia over on That Fiction Life absolutely loved this book, and one of her videos convinced me to get it. I was like, okay, this is the fantasy book I need like now. Hopefully I'll still want to read fantasy whenever I am done with the Six of Crows duology. anthology. I might be ready for another genre. I read so many genres and I hop from them. So usually I'll read 1 or 2 books in one genre, then I go to the next one, and then I go to the next one. I just can't read too many books within one genre or I get burnt out. And now it's really dark in here. What is going on? So we are following 2 sisters who are twins, and they're also witches, but they are living among the humans. So I guess they are keeping it a secret. Amelia soon finds the body of her beloved twin, desecrated beyond belief. So one of the girls dies. Devastated, Amelia sets out to find her sister's killer. Then she meets Wrath, one of the wicked princes of hell. She has been warned against in tales since she was a child. But when it comes to the wicked, nothing is as it seems. That's just so intriguing to me. I love sister stories. I love witch stories. I love the epic fantasy bad boy. Like, I just feel like this is my cup of tea. This is my cup of fantasy tea, you know? I saw somewhere that it was a play on the 7 deadly sins. Is that right? For some reason, I thought there was gonna be like 7 deadly brothers. I might be completely wrong about that though. I might have just thought I heard that, or maybe I heard that from a different book. I don't know, but it didn't say anything in there about the 7 deadly sins, so don't hold me to that. But I am very, very, very excited to read this. I've wanted to read it for weeks now. I think it just came out just a couple months ago or something like that, but very excited for this one. Everyone, welcome my co-host, Miss Mavelou. This is where you say something. You have stage fright? The rest of the books I have here, so I'm going to organize them by genre for you guys in case you only like one genre or you don't like another genre. So the first one is historical fiction, and that is Lovely War by Julie Berry. If you watch my Black Friday book haul, you know I'm very excited for this one. I really want to get more into historical fiction this year. I plan to do it this winter, but I just haven't picked this up yet. I've been super in a fantasy mood, so maybe once I'm done with fantasy, I'll go to historical fiction, but this is definitely the first one I'm going to pick up. I just know this was a lot of people's favorite book of the year, and I'm just super excited to read it. It covers both World War I and II, but it is from the point of view of Aphrodite, the goddess of love. And that's all I need to know. Like, I'm so here for it. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of love stories within those 2 wars, and I'm just here for that. The next genre is fantasy, and the first one I have is a series I've already started, but I want to read this book so that I can finish the series, and that is Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nan. I can't remember if it's Nan or Gan. I think it's Nan, but for some reason I'm thinking of people saying Gan, so I'm sorry. The first book in this series was one of my favorite books of 2019. We are following a girl who becomes a paper girl in this Asian-inspired fantasy, and that's not a good thing. She's essentially a sex slave to the king, and the king is evil, essentially. He abuses and rapes girls, so abuse warning, rape warning, of course. It's really about following our main character and the connections she makes with the other girls who become paper girls, and it's just really good. It's really moving. It's really sad. It's definitely a difficult read, which is why I have not read it in 2020, but I do plan on reading it here soon. I just want to get back into the world and to finish the series. The next 2 books are a series I want to start this year, and that is An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. I have wanted to start this series for the longest time. I have the first 3 books. I know the 4th book I think just came out, right? And people are going crazy about it. I think it's the conclusion to the series. I believe there's 4 books overall, and I'm just so excited. I've heard nothing but great things. People are really, really obsessed with this series, and it's kind of like Caraval or, you know, Sarah J Maas, Leigh Bardugo, that type of thing. And there are so many people so obsessed with these fantasy series, like, you just know they're good. You know, I'll probably do a reading vlog for this one as well, but I'm so excited. I don't know a lot about it, to be honest. I know we are set in the Middle East, right? Or is it it might be a Middle Eastern inspired fantasy. Under the Martial Empire, defiance is met with death. Leia and her family do not challenge the Empire. They've seen what happens to those who do. Leia's brother is arrested for treason. She is forced to make a decision. In exchange for help from rebels who promise to rescue her brother, she will risk her life to spy for them from within the Empire's greatest military academy. Yeah, I think our main character is like an assassin, right? Something of the sort. I know there's a lot of romance, a lot of action, a lot of mystery in these books and politics, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, everything I like in a fantasy series. So the next book on this list is probably the biggest book I now own, and that is Crescent City by Sarah J Maas. I've had so many people tell me this series is so good and that I need to read it. I put it on my Amazon wish list and I got it for Christmas actually, so I don't even want to hold it up. It is so heavy, but man, I opened this up and saw it was 800 pages and I was like, really? I did not know it was 800 pages, but oh my god, the pages are so floppy. Oh my god, I love that. I love when there are floppy pages in a hardcover book. I feel like that's so hard to do, but you know, it's like a quality book, you know what I mean? I'm so sorry, but I have no idea what this book is about either. Are we surprised? I'm reading through the synopsis and there's like 3 characters they're talking about and their backstory, so it's a bit much to mention right now since I'm trying to get through these pretty quickly, but I've never read Sarah J Maas before. I do plan on reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. I have the entire series. I've had it on my shelf for like 3 years now. It's one of the first books I ever got was ACOTAR, and I haven't tried it yet, but I think I'm going to read Crescent City before because it is her most recent book and I've heard it's amazing, so I think it'd be good to have this book as like a first taste into her writing and her world, and then I'll read ACOTAR, but yeah, I'll probably do a reading vlog for both anyways. Next is contemporary and romance. So the first one on this list is The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. I have wanted to read this ever since I got it. I almost picked it up, then I ended up picking up another contemporary I had bought with this book. 100% will be reading this summer. It is about a guy and a girl who share a flat. So one of them lives there during the day, one lives there during the night, and they leave notes for each other, so they, you know, start talking to each other and then they start to fall in love. So I just feel like that's a super intriguing plot line and setting, and I'm here for it. Next is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. Again, I wanted to read this for forever, basically since I've gotten it. I know our main character looks for a guide to teach her how to have sex or how to do sexual things, how to be sexy, I guess. And people really, really love this book as well. So yeah, I'm basically picking all the very hyped romance books to read this summer just because I have them on my shelf and I've wanted to read them for a while now anyways. This is going to be super easy to get through because the text is super big. Yeah, really excited for this one as well. I love a good contemporary romance. I burn through them very quickly. And then the last contemporary I have is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I hauled this in my Black Friday haul. I've wanted to read this ever since Stephanie Meyer said this was one of her favorite books. Pretty sure it's a romance set in the workplace. I don't really know that much else about it. I think the guy is the email moderator, so he reads the girls' emails and that must be how they start talking, like without seeing each other, I'm going to assume. I don't really need to know any more than that. I've just heard so many good things about this book. After I hauled it on my channel, I've actually had a couple subscribers tell me that they read it because of that haul and it's like their favorite book ever now. So yeah, I definitely like workplace romances, so I'm probably going to love this. And those are all the books that I want to read in 2021. I'm sorry if this video is already long. I just wanted to clue you guys in all the books that I'm really interested in reading this year, and then also see if I actually read my 2020 TBR. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already, if you feel like it. Also, make sure you turn your bell notifications on if you are subscribed to me. I know I always say subscribe if you feel like it at the end of my videos, but I have had subscribers tell me before that they are not receiving my videos in their sub boxes. So to help that, as I'm sure you've heard 1,000 times, you just click the bell notifications. You don't even have to have your YouTube notifications on, but at least whenever you go to the YouTube app or you go to youtube.com, you will have a notification at the top saying that there's a new video, if that makes sense. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in my next one.